Right, so we got a special interview on Sonic Attack tonight now with me, Scampertron. Here's Gwyncy Jones. Say a bit about yourself and Gwyn.
Bit about myself.
Yeah.
Well, you just said say a bit about yourself. I did say a bit about myself.
Say a bit about yourself.
I repeated what you said, see.
Oh, he's that's good. So he's going to say in the interview then. So, where are you from, Gwyn?
I'm from Pentra in rhondda. Live in Trevor now.
Yeah.
Been a lot of places. And all that stuff, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, so what's your earliest memories of music then?
I was in my mother's room and I could hear this German propaganda coming out over the radio, you know, because my mother was living in London at the time, my real mother, because I was adopted, you see. And of course it was in the war. So of course the propaganda was coming out. I must have been in the room listening to it, which is why I'm heavily influenced by German new wave music, Ben.
Like Kraftwerk?
Pardon?
Kraftwerk, Neu?
Kraftwerk?
Yeah, Neu and Krautrock.
No, Ben, no. None of that rubbish, Ben. No. I was into the Oompa bands, you know.
Oh, right, yeah.
I used to like wearing lederhosen when I was 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's like...
You know.
Yeah, my mother took me to all the German beer kellers, you know, in London. Wasn't many.
You don't drink over
Most of them had been bombed by their own with Germans, you know.
You just stop drinking now, haven't you?
Yeah, so there we go. So I got over my drinking habit when I was 5. I haven't touched it since.
Okay.
Yep, that's it, yep.
Right, okay, great. So, influences then?
Influences?
Musical influences for you?
I think I've always been jazzy type of guy, you know. My father used to let me stay up late to listen to the jazz on, it wasn't BBC Two then, I don't know what it was. But it was great, but they mostly trad bands and stuff. And I really liked the drumming. I was influenced by those drummers. Ron Bowden used to play drums with Kenny Ball and stuff like that, you know. And Lenny Hastings, who was to always finish his drum solos with ooh yeah, ooh yeah. I liked that, it was pretty good. Yeah, I kept doing that. The boys in the band didn't like me doing it, but
you said about drummers then, do you play drums yourself?
Do I play drums?
I know you play drums, Gwyn, but yeah, for the listeners now, I'm asking questions.
Well, yeah, I do play, I have played drums, yeah. Yeah, I'm influenced by drummers, but I was also influenced by the musicianship of the bands, you know. Yeah. I like having frontline instruments, you know, like...
do you want to do paddle on your knee?
No, I don't do any paddles on my knee, you know, not unless I'm paid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Right.
I can't do them.
Go on, do one for you. Okay.
Really? Listen slow for you, Ben.
Yeah, I know. That's it, count on the mic, yeah.
That's nice and fast for me.
Do the triple as well now.
No, I can't do the tricky ones, not on radio. I'm a TV boy myself, as you can see.
Right, so do you play any other instruments, sing or anything? Or
do I?
Play or sing anything
Do else? I play sing? I play few things, mostly these days is keyboards. Yeah. I would consider myself a keyboard illusionist. Yeah. I can't play, but people think I can. But I know all the chords and all that stuff, so I get away with it through knowing that, you see. Yeah. I have a very reasonable ear for picking up music, so I can listen to stuff and sometimes pick it up.
Oh, so I was going to say then, so is reading music...
Oh, reading music? Do I read music?
Yeah, do you read music? Well, is reading music important for your musical career?
For my musical, yeah.
Anybody's musical career, would you say is more important to use the ear? Like?
Well, they're both very important. I much prefer to use the ear. That's why folk musicians are usually much more, got a better ear, because they pick it all up by ear, you know. Yeah. But reading music in terms of earning money, I was working it out the other day. And probably in my career as a professional musician, I would say 70% of the money and travel I did was through being able to read music. Yes. When you're in a band, you don't need to read music. But when you're actually performing as a band for somebody else or something, then it's important. So, yeah, so I think about 70% of my financial... career has been because I can read music and I taught myself, so that's a good thing as well. Yeah,
and I know you write songs as well.
I write songs, yeah. I've got about 200 recorded, yeah.
Yeah, so where can people find them?
People could find them probably on SoundCloud. Yeah. Look, or go on to actually Facebook Gwyncy Jones, and on there's a page called Fignia Music. Fignia is a Russian word, so Fignia Music, and on there, most of the stuff on there I've been involved in writing.
Great, right. So,
and recording.
Always knew you'd be the one to set fire to my setting sun. Do I choose to let you in, to roll me flat and spread me thin? Stay away from that door. You're never sure if it could open, and if it turns into the floor, you might find yourself in another place. Speak of an unspeakable deed, the rotting corpse of conscience free. Messed up tense, but now I know you are the one to overthrow. Stay away from that door. Never sure if it could open, and if it turns into the floor, you might find yourself in another place. Yourself in another place. Yourself in another place. Always knew you'd be the one.
so with your music's all about numbers, as you said to me before. Do you want to say a bit about that?
But if you take out emotion in music, it's mathematics and physics.
Yeah.
Pythagoras was the guy who started it all off for us. He sort of gave us the nudge into Western music as we know today. You know, he knew about an octave and he divided it up into fifths. And so he would be using numbers 500 years before Christ, you know. And I found that very interesting. So I ended up doing a little film about it, which you can eventually see on YouTube somewhere, maybe. But numbers, in America, for instance, the session guys in the studio, they don't write out the names of the chords and stuff. They just write out the numbers. And if the singer wants it put into another key, those same numbers could be transferred to the new key.
Yeah.
And so they seem to know what they're doing. So I learned a lot from that system of listening and writing music, you know, by using the numbers, you know.
Yeah. It's all numbers, isn't it? Well, as you say, there's no emotion with the numbers. It's just all the theory part of it, isn't it?
CD?
Well, the numbers is the theory part, but the emotion comes with playing and
Well, the emotion comes from what you put into the song. I mean,
yeah,
3 people could play the same chord sequence and make it sound completely different. You know, or somebody could take a song that you've heard for years, then somebody, maybe not a good a singer even, could do a version of it and suddenly make you realise what the words mean, because that's what it's all about. In country music, there's an old saying where a good song is 3 chords and the truth. And that's why there's so many story songs, I think, in country music, you know.
yeah.
Mm.
So can you name any other bands you're influenced to, like 60s, 70s?
Duke Ellington. I've seen Duke Ellington. I've seen Buddy Rich twice. I've seen Count Basie Orchestra. So that big band jazz was my influence. When I started earning a living, obviously it was playing. Well, in the beginning, it was playing as a club drummer with an organist, you know.
Yeah.
And then when we formed the band, then I was mostly pop music, you know. So.
Yeah.
And commercial pop music. We weren't worried about being seen to be clever or anything. We just want to earn money, really.
Morty.
Morty, what about him?
Well, you knew him, didn't you? Just say something about Morty.
Morty?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, when Morty finished with racing cars and stuff, they were still going, I think, as a band, but not the original band. And me and Morty wrote about 40 songs together and recorded them in my farm at the time. And, you know, I love his voice. I think he's a fantastic rock singer. And we wrote some interesting songs, I think, you know. A couple of them are on that Facebook page, you know, Fignia Music.
Yeah.
So it's worth having a listen.
I think I've played one of the songs you recorded with him on the show before, I think. Possibly. No, 2 of them. Sun something.
Oh, The Sun, which is a song about, about suicide, really.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a heavy song.
Yeah.
And that was like a rocky thing. I know his voice is fantastic, and what people don't realise, I think, with recording, for instance, I got stuff on my computer from, say, 25 years ago. So, to me, it's not a computer, it's a time machine.
Yeah.
Because the minute I put something I did with Morty 15 years ago, let's say, you know, and they're back in the room with Morty recording it. Now it makes me smile.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? It's memories, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's Creole Bell about? That's the other one I've...
Who?
Creole Bell, I think it's called. That's the
Oh,
one.
Creole Bell. Well, what happened was, that started with me. Morty used to go to sleep a lot, mostly 10 o'clock in the morning, really. It was a bit difficult to work with, but we got around it. And so he fell asleep in my living room where the studio was. And I thought, okay. So I wrote a track. I played a track. So I played drums and stuff, you know. I put a click track down. Then I found a little riff on the piano. It sounded a bit Cajun, you know, New Orleans type music, you know. So I made the track. Morty wakes up at 6 o'clock, as usual, and says, "What's that?" I said, "Well, it's just a song I've just put together." He said, "Switch your mic on." And he always had words. He's very clever, Morty. He kept a book from 1970s with all his lyrics in. And he'd pull this whole book out of his pocket. And that's a Cajun type of song. So he wrote a song about New Orleans. So that's what Creole Belle, about a girl, because New Orleans was French speaking.
Yeah.
So Creole Belle being French for pretty. So pretty Creole girl.
Oh,
So that was all about.
yeah, nice.
Yeah, and I put accordion on it because that's a very Cajun instrument, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know Flaco Jimenez?
No.
He's an accordion player. He played with Raikuda and stuff, you know, Mexican kid, guy. Very good. So I thought of that. So I stuck an accordion on it and bits and pieces. And of course, we were very lucky that we got Simon Bayliss, who I've known for a long time as well, since he's a young child. And Simon can play anything. So Simon did all the guitar parts on those songs, and I played everything else. Occasionally a bass player would turn up, and we'd we'd create like Chris Thomas or something, really good. And but mostly it was me putting the stuff together.
Yeah.
You know, because suppose my skill is as an arranger or a composer. So so when you play an instrument, you know, you play flugel. I remember you playing flugel when you were a young kid. So if a piano player tries to play a flugel part, he can put a flugel sound down, but he'd play it like a piano player. So
Yeah.
it's not going to sound authentic.
No.
So the secret is you think about the instrument you're putting down and you try and play like a player would do that, you know. So so that was basically like strings and stuff, you know. Don't try and be over the top. Just
Yeah.
anyway.
Okay, great.
Hurry, 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 take the train to get to Sugar Hill way up in Harlem. If you should take a train, you get to where you're going in a hurry. Hurry, 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 now it's coming. Can't you hear the bells are humming? Leota, if you should miss the A train, you miss the quickest way to get to Harlem.
Yeah.
So, also, where have you been in your life? All over the
Oh,
world.
is that a Buddhist question? Oh, so I just
Yeah. Yeah, go on then.
physically. Well, I played. Been lucky with the travelling, and that comes through music, and that came through reading music, most of it. But I played on, so you can say that all the continents in the world then,
Yeah.
except Antarctica. I didn't play there; it's a bit cold. Or in fact, but like North America, South America, I've been Australia, New Zealand, Europe, and all that stuff. So I've been to a lot of places because I used to work on the ships. And of course the ships would do these cruises. So I had like 6 months in the South Pacific, 6 months on the west coast of America to Alaska, did all the Mediterranean stuff as well as that. Worked in Kenya and Africa. And so, yeah, music's been really good to me for that.
And also, you've done a lot of stuff for child. You've done a bit of charity, and working with the young kids. Doing the,
Oh yeah, I've been doing charity stuff, yeah, I enjoy it, mostly choirs type thing with the kids and writing original songs and taking them to festivals.
Yeah.
Took them to Prague, took them to Germany, they've been to New Zealand, so,
It's really good
so it's been really good. And I'm still in touch with some of them, which is great.
Yeah.
In fact, now teach their children.
Yeah.
So it's amazing to see somebody you met when they were 12 and now you're working with their daughters or sons who are 12 or 8 or 10, So music just keeps going, doesn't it? That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And also made a conscious decision not to go away anymore. I just concentrate on trying to develop music. A couple of firsts sort of thing, without being humble. 1995 we set up the Rhondda Rock Orchestra. A lot of kids in school playing classical instruments but only playing classical music.
Yeah.
Give them a chance of playing rock. Got in touch with the council, lovely lady Linda, and next thing we know we got 120 kids and formed the Rhondda Rock Orchestra. And also then formed the first original jazz playing original music, the Cantinas. Excellent band with musicians wise, were fantastic. So we were the first band, did 2 hours of my own music. That was great, did some TV stuff. Also, first recording studio, 16-track recording studio in the Valleys. Did that one, so we done our one, ticked our box. So, yeah, a couple of firsts, I think. I had a few awards, Don't keep many of them on the mantelpiece. Not interested, really. Thank you very much for the awards, but they were really given to me, but they were really for the people I worked with. You know what I mean?
First studio to our monkeys, Gwen.
First
studio to our monkeys.
I didn't know what that was. What do you say?
First studio to our monkeys.
First studio to have a monkey in. Yeah, that'd be right. But Derek Chamberlain, a local lad, Derek, he had a music shop in Pentra.
Yeah, I remember,
called Monkey Island Music.
Oh, I didn't remember.
Yeah.
Is that the guy with the brass band guy?
No, that's Derek who sang up in the open mic,
Oh, right.
Del, yeah. Good singer, Derek. Yeah. So, yeah, been a varied career, fabulous, And I played in a couple of brass bands and things. And again, that was because I could read music. So reading music is important.
So when I was talking monkeys, I'm with teddies, Gwen.
You meant teddies. I haven't had any teddies.
You got teddies in your studio, could have been.
I haven't got teddies.
And the monkey,
No, I got a monkey and a clown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a teddy.
But it's not real, is it?
No.
It's real to you, though, me.
The only teddy I've had in the studio is you, Ben. I need a clown as well. That's perfect.
It's in my song, that is,
Yeah.
Good poem.
You like teddies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one over there. There's a pelican, falcon over there. Blue
Fantastic, yeah. I mean, you've got such a selection. I mean, that elephant in the corner is fantastic, man. Bit big for the room, like, but
Derek could grill on my piano with a big banana.
Oh, yeah, Grilla, yeah, that's lovely, yeah. Well, in fact, I got a song called Grilla Villa.
Yeah.
And it's called Grilla Villa because I wrote it. The title was about Derek's music shop, Monkey Island Music. I thought, what can I do about that? I'll call the song Grilla Villa.
Nice.
That's Cantina song, which is available on SoundCloud, also on Fignia Music on Facebook.
Yeah, great.
Gwyncy Jones.
So what do you do these days then, Gwyn?
These days at the moment, well, sometimes I get forced by some guy I know to come and talk on the radio. So it's a long walk from the station, I can tell you that now.
Yeah.
And no, I just do some open mic nights. Lucky I'm a keyboard illusionist, I can play a few tunes. We do one in the attic in Treforest, one in the farm shop in Torquay, and we do the tea rooms in Pentra.
So
As you know, you've been up there.
when are they now? What dates?
The farm shop is the first Thursday of the month. The attic in Treforest is the first Friday of the month. And the tea rooms in Pentra is the second Thursday of the month. And come along and have a laugh and have a sing.
Yeah, good laugh.
It's lovely. It's
Good
really
fun,
good,
like,
yeah. Tell a few jokes, you know. Insult a few people. But,
Tell a
you know,
joke then.
a joke. Well, anyway, I bought this tin of evaporated milk, right?
Tell us
I'm
already.
very disappointed, right, because when I went home, it was still there when I opened it. I can't believe it.
You have to do a different one. I already done that one.
You done that one, have you?
No,
well,
no sour cream one either.
You done the sour cream as well, have you? Are you looking at my act?
I said do the one about the computer. The
What?
computer.
I haven't got a computer joke.
You are?
I haven't.
He was playing the song all the time when he was sitting down with a computer.
Yeah, they are there. Well, when I took my computer back to the repairer, because he kept playing the same song all the time. I took it back and he said, that's not a problem, he said, it's just the Dell.
Yeah. See?
It's a computer joke.
So
Yeah.
I think that's it, pretty much it now. So thanks for coming in, Gwyn.
Thank you very much, Ben.
So we'll get
It's a
some
pleasure
more-
to be here.
Yeah, we'll get some more songs if you know.
Lovely.
Off your hard drive
Fantastic.
in a bit or sometime. We'll play some.
And if anybody's a singer-songwriter starting out and they haven't got much cash or anything, we've got a little community studio down in Treforest. Come along and we'll record you for free.
Yeah, great. So
Yeah.
contact me on
Contact Ben, yes.
Scampertron on Facebook.
Scampertron?
Yeah, SCAMPER space TRON. Find me on Facebook and.
FACEBOOK.
What?
Facebook.
Oh yeah.
If you spell and stuff, I may as well join in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, thanks again.
Very welcome, Ben. Thank you very
Cheers,
much. It's no good. Ben is now shaking my hand, but you can't see that because it's radio. Thank you very much.
Thanks.